Recording.
Alright, well, hello. It is Memorial Day, May 27th, I believe. It's a little cloudy out, with a chance of some rain, so I don't know how long I'll be out, but a little cool out today too. It's actually supposed to be cooler this whole week. I think it's going to be down in the 60s. So I've got a jacket on today, and even with the jacket on, it's a little chilly. It's actually a lot chillier than I thought it would be. Because when you're just standing around, it's not like it's actually fairly reasonable outside, but had a few times today where the sun kind of poked through the clouds and got a little bit warmer. Well, it's been fairly overcast. Well, you can see the sun a little bit. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening. Spent some time with my family today. Not expecting it to be super busy out. I mean, the roads might be a little bit busier, but a lot of people are with family or out of town. Probably not an advisable move, but I didn't know what they were doing. I thought they were waiting on a guy to turn, so. We could take Greenfield in. I was going to go up to State, but I might just take State home I don't think we've ever taken Greenfield. I feel like I always just go into the city further. When it gets nicer out, I want to do some more rural and suburban videos. I want to ride out to my friend's house and ride with him out in East Troy, so that'll be a good video. Basically take National Avenue the whole way in. So I-43, which goes southwest out of the city, it basically follows National Avenue. Yeah, I didn't realize Greenfield Avenue was all ripped up here. Must be doing some utility work here or something. But anyway, yeah, so I-43 follows the route of National. And National goes all the way down to East Troy. It may even go further. But that's the furthest I've ever taken it. Well, it looks like they're repaving the road in concrete, which is interesting. But yeah, so I could take National all the way out there. It'd be a pretty easy ride. I've done it before. I actually, when I bought this scooter, my grandma dropped me off at the dealership out in Vernon, which is near Mukwonago. And I rode it home. So my first experience on the scooter in my home, like I've rented them on vacation and stuff. But like my first experience with my own scooter was driving home on National Avenue. And National Avenue it's also known as County Highway ES. It's like 45 miles an hour, and it's one lane in each direction. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous. I'm a lot more comfortable riding on those types of roads now. I've had enough experience driving out further out of the city on like 45 mile an hour and 55 mile an hour roads with the scooter, and in all honesty, if I can avoid them, I will, just because I understand the amount of frustration it can cause to other drivers on the road, but also those roads aren't really designed for a scooter. I find that they can be a little bit difficult to ride on, just because, yeah, they're meant for bigger vehicles. But usually I'll just stay as far to the right as I can. Got a motorcycle wave there. Always going to reciprocate when I see it. I very rarely give it myself, like first. Well, the sun's out a little bit now. So I've got a vacation planned in a few weeks, kind of like the end of June. And I've got some events that I'm not going anywhere, but I have some events that I'm going to be attending. But it also happens to be the same time as Summerfest, so I'm going to try to get some Summerfest videos in at the Lakefront. And it'll also give me a good opportunity to come up with a game plan for how to make these videos more attractive, because I can understand that me riding around for 2 hours on a scooter just talking to myself probably isn't as appealing as I might think to others to watch. Especially, I haven't really gotten much traction. I wish on YouTube it would show you like the users that have watched your videos, so you can kind of get a better idea. I suppose I can understand the privacy behind that, but it'd be nice to have a better idea of like what the demographic is, who's watching it, where they're from. But maybe they do have it. I'm pretty new to YouTube. But I know that I need to make shorter videos. I know that if I make 5 to 10 minute videos, even up to 20-minute videos, I feel like a lot of people would be more interested in watching those than a 2-hour video. So I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to do, like I was thinking I could do like a mashup of each of the strips, like the historic commercial strips during the day and at night. And then do their adjacent neighborhoods and have like little neighborhood videos. So I could do like right here, I could do a video here. I'm not exactly sure what this neighborhood's called, but you know, I could do a main road, Greenfield Avenue, and then I could go up and down the neighborhood so you can get an idea of what the neighborhoods are like. Or Bayview, go up Kinnickinnick, and how I've kind of already done that a bit in some videos, but yeah, I just gotta kind of come up with a game plan, and because for the most part I've kind of just winged it every time I've gone out on the scooter in these videos. Yeah, I really have no plan. Well, a couple of videos I've had plans, but they're very loose plans. Like the one where I wanted to do the lakefront neighborhoods. I knew that I wanted to drive the closest road to the lake along the entire shore of like Milwaukee, most of Milwaukee County. And that's honestly been the best video that I've done. But it's still not resounding numbers, that's for sure. Another thing I thought of is possibly riding out to, I don't have a trailer or anything or a pickup to put this in to drive it anywhere. So I'd have to actually ride it to places to take videos. But I was thinking of like, it'd be cool to ride down to Chicago or Racine or Kenosha. Or up on the north side, probably like Cedarburg and Mequon, Thiensville, even West Bend, Menominee Falls. We haven't gone that way. Mostly because I've been avoiding the north side. For one, I'm not as familiar with the north side, and two, it's the most dangerous area in the city. I probably should just go and do a couple videos up there, but like I said, I'm not as familiar. I know one thing that we haven't done that I think I'll do today. We can go by the lighthouse. The mouth of the Milwaukee River lighthouse. Nice to have the sun out a little bit. Definitely feels nice. Another thing I kind of noticed, I was watching the video I posted the other day about Milwaukee at dusk. When I'm taking nighttime videos, the lights really can be overpowering. It can kind of take away in some areas. So I'm sure there's a way to fix that or correct it. So I'll have to figure that out. I haven't put a whole lot of effort into the video editing. Honestly, I've worked with the audio because I was having some pretty bad audio, and that's about it. Cigar bar smelled pretty good right there. I've heard this toast is really good for like breakfast and brunch food. They're only open for breakfast and lunch, I think. Trying to avoid putting sunglasses on because I know that sun's not going to be out for long. Alright, to get to the lighthouse, we're going to have to turn on St. Paul, go into the 3rd Ward. Oh man. Well, I'm going to get stuck. Pretty big boat coming in. Not a bad place to get stuck though, I suppose. It's a pretty good view. This is a brand new skyscraper here. luxury apartments, looks like they're missing a panel on that. Well, it looks pretty nice. Got a little bit of backlash since it's in technically in the 3rd ward, but I think it looks nice. Definitely expands the skyline south, which is kind of cool. This is the Vista King. I think this is one of the tours I have not been on. I'll have to do that one day. Probably, maybe this summer. Been on the Edelweiss, and it's nice. I was probably in college the last time I did it. I basically just go up and down the river and out into the lake. I don't think they even go outside of the breakwater. When you get good views, it takes about an hour or so. And then, but they have different cruises. I know the Edelweiss has like dinner cruises. When I was in college, of course, the one I was interested in was the beer cruise. But yeah, they have different types of one. They have like margarita cruises and lunch cruises. This one I think is strictly like a tour. I could be wrong. But yeah, there's plenty of other things that you can do on the river and on the lake. There's kayak rentals, there's pontoon rentals, there's a paddle tavern, which is like a pedal tavern, except it's a pontoon and you self-propel yourself with like bikes. I don't know, never did it. Alright. Bridge is open. Alright, so we're in the 3rd ward. Figure it's going to be a little bit more busy over here just because it's a desirable area of the city. And streetcar. Oh no, it's just a truck behind me. So I think instead of I was going to say, I think instead of taking St. Paul, I'm going to continue on Broadway here, because we have to go to the south side of the 3rd ward. Keep getting itches on my face. Yeah, this road is horrible. They really need to redo this. But that would be a pretty invasive project. So this is where I turned left the other day. You can't turn left here. You're not supposed to. Yeah, my whole face has been kind of itchy, like I've got fuzz on it or something. So I don't know that we've ever went further east than Young Street here. We've always really been right on the corner of Catalano Square. But if we go east, there's not a whole lot more down here right now. But, because you'll run into the Summerfest grounds. There's a little bit more housing. And there is some development over here that I haven't seen. Yet. It'll be kind of cool to see. They had plans for this lot right here, but clearly nothing's been built yet. Yeah, I have to keep itching myself. You know, there's a good variety of people that live down on this side of town, but you do see a lot of young professionals. Say, like, a lot of times you're going to see like late 20s to early 40s. So we're at the end here, at the bottom of the, like, it's almost like a peninsula. And this is the mouth of Milwaukee River. There's not a whole lot more down here. We got the Home Bridge ahead of us. American Family Amphitheater to the left, where the headlines of Summerfest play. And the lighthouse ahead of us. Usually you'll see a lot of fishermen down here. I'm not going to be able to get out to the lighthouse with this, because I should only stay on roads. But yeah, I don't know that we've ever been this close to the lake on the scooter. I'm almost positive we haven't. But if you wanted to, you could go out to the lighthouse. You can walk around Summerfest grounds on Lake Shore State Park. Look, you got some more scooters over here. Scooter gang. It's a cool hangout down over here. But obviously I can't drive over here. But this is the other headliner stage at Summerfest grounds. Yeah, it's pretty cool over here. There's some jet skis out there. I should go talk to them, but gave him a wave. Yeah, I'm a big proponent of these scooters. I figured we'd see a lot of people over here because a lot of people like coming down by the lake, and this is where the river empties out. I apologize for keep opening my helmet, but I could go through here, I suppose. We'll just take the lakefront, I guess. I could show you where that path would let out if we were to walk around it. These are all parking lots for Summerfest, and to be honest with you, it's kind of a waste of space. I think they should just put up it's not like anybody's tailgating or anything out here. They should put up a huge parking garage, and develop all this space into more housing. People want to be here. Some more development. Well, we haven't really been this close to the Summerfest entrance, so we'll go around the circle here. This is the south gate. This is where you'd come in for like the amphitheater and There's 3 gates. This is the south. There's a mid gate. They're the same people we just saw. See, people like to just kind of be out and about and just enjoying. We'll go by this development here. See, like, some people might think that this isn't super desirable. You have a view of a bridge and Summerfest grounds and a parking lot, but you're in, like, one of the most vibrant areas of the city, a couple of blocks from you. And all this, too, this is owned by the Italian Community Center. Just wasted space. You have luxury apartments and condos across the way. And it's not like this bridge is going anywhere, so yes, I get it. You're still going to have this view forever. But, yeah, I don't know. This is the mid gate. Like I said, we'll come back here during Summerfest, and I don't even know if I'll be able to ride on this road. It'll probably be either just jam-packed, or they'll have it closed. There is a road over there that I could go on. You can see U.S. Cellular Stage, Johnsonville Stage. And this is the north entrance. Kane Brown's going to be here, Motley Crue, Sealer. And you got the Art Museum ahead of us and Discovery World. Alright, well, this is Clybourne Avenue. Got the Coachella ahead of us. Tallest residential building in the state. It's already showing some, like, discoloration, which is a little concerning. But yeah, it's a good addition to our skyline. Be interesting to see what kind of restaurants go in there and whether kind of commercial. It said I can't turn on red, so I'm gonna wait. I don't know that I'm ever gonna get red, so maybe I should turn. We can't turn left on Michigan, which is what I was going to do. It's alright, we'll continue on like our Lincoln Memorial. Could take Mason and get back up into the city. Or I could just take this up the lake. It's actually reasonable down here. It doesn't feel any warmer or colder than it has. Yeah, I never really can understand, like, usually it's cooler by the lake, but I don't feel any noticeable difference right now. That was cool to see that scooter gang. I probably should have stopped and said hi, but it's okay. A lot of flags in Veterans Park here. Love that. Definitely appreciate all the people that have served this country, especially those that have died for us. I love my country, and when I was younger and in high school and college, I definitely thought about joining the military, but and I think about that nowadays, that it would have been nice to have done that, but that wasn't what I was called to do, I guess, in my life. But I know a lot of people that did, and definitely appreciate it. We could go into Veterans Park, but I think I'm going to wait because it takes forever to get out of there. Flying a kite. It's usually pretty nice to fly kites down here. It's usually windier. There's a kite shop actually at the end of the road in Veterans Park. I think that girl just took a selfie. It's funny. I shouldn't think it's funny anymore. I guess that's just the new normal. You know, people on their cameras, on their phones. There's a good amount of people down here, actually. I mean, it is pretty nice. I wouldn't say it's like the nicest day. It'd be nice if the sun was out, but it's not a bad day. A Humvee over there. Wonder what's up with that. This girl's roller skating backwards and dancing. Yeah, it's definitely something that I've noticed as I've gotten older, is like, just be yourself. And don't worry what other people think about you. I mean, eventually you're going to find people that resonate with you. And don't let people tell you what you should or shouldn't do, you know? Or that you can't do something. They got tiki bars out now. Decent amount of people at Bradford Beach. Definitely not the best beach day, but again, it's not a bad day. Going back to what I was saying, though, I feel like I'm probably still in this transformation, but once I stopped caring what other people thought, and I kind of just do what I like to do and what I want to do, and I found that life is a lot more freeing, and I tend to have higher confidence, too. And I think the other funny thing is that sometimes you find followers. Some decent waves out there today. A good amount of police presence down here in the lakefront. These are sheriffs too, which is odd. Maybe not. It's really too bad you can't go up Ravine anymore. I like that road. I used to take that all the time when I lived on this side of town. I think another thing I've never done is I've never gone through the UWM campus. It seems a lot smaller than Marquette just because it's Well, it's like on 4 quarters. Marquette's campus is kind of like built into the city streetscape, and so is UWM to a certain extent, but they have these like 4 quadrants, and there's only 2 roads that really go through. I'm gonna actually go on Kenwood and not on Lake, because we'll go through it on Maryland, which is the main road. Oddly enough, that was the second van life guy that I've seen. I can't say that was like they live in there, but definitely looked that way. Alright, so if you continue from Lincoln Memorial Drive and go straight, this is Kenwood. And Kenwood is mostly residential, and by the lake here, some like really big, nice mansions. Really cool houses, in my opinion. I love this style, especially the Tudors like that. And then as you get to Downer Avenue, or Downer Road, I forget what it's called, it becomes a little bit more student housing, because everything to our right now is going to be UWM. So, got the entire UWM campus right here. And there's not going to be any people here because it's a holiday. So I'll have to come by. Well, it's going to be the summer now, so there won't be many classes. Most of this here, though, on both sides of the road is either influenced by UWM or it is owned by them. Or if we turn right here onto Maryland, this is basically like the main street. Got the student union over here. Got our pedestrian bridge that goes over Maryland. I spent a lot of time in Lubar Hall here, the business school. Lubar Hall. And then they just acquired this quadrant to the left. And I don't know that they've done anything yet. They definitely demolished a building. This is the freshman dorms over here, Sandburg. I've never actually lived in there. And then you've got Downer Woods behind it. And everything north of the school is pretty nice. But we'll actually, looks like there's a detour on Downer, so I'll have to take Edgewood to Oakland. Edgewood is a beautiful road. I think this might be Shorewood. I think this is Shorewood now, yep. You can tell by the street signs, but also it's just a much nicer area. Shorewood is the most dense city in the state of Wisconsin, but it's not very big. And most of it looks like this. We've gone through Shorewood, but we've never gone up Oakland this far. And we'll come back down Oakland, because Oakland's a cool road. I spent a good amount of time on this side of town. And this is basically like the start of Shorewood's downtown, I guess. And yeah, Shorewood's done a really good job here on Oakland at keeping it dense. This is a very desirable neighborhood. And the home values reflect that, as do the property taxes. So there's definitely density in Shorewood, but what they've done is they keep a lot of the large-scale density on Oakland and on Capitol Drive. This is Shorewood High School right here. And then in the neighborhoods, it's mostly like single families and duplexes and triplexes. So you still have density in the neighborhoods, but more in the shape of like residential buildings. So this is Capitol Drive, and this is kind of like their downtown here in Shorewood. Got their grocery store and Metro Market. You know, they had some mistakes here too. I mean, like this parking garage here is annoying. Even people eating outside. I've seen that all over the city already. But you'll see as we go a little bit further here that the commercial side of Oakland Avenue kind of will die off and it'll become more residential again. But there's a lot of boutiques and local restaurants, and yeah, it's a nice side of town. And you've got to have a Collectivo. Collectivo kind of tells you where the end of the strip is too. Kensington here. And we'll go turn around the other way. That's just about it of the commercial. And then at Glendale here. Now we're in the village of Whitefish Bay, which is another very affluent neighborhood, or city I should say, but much less commercial. At least on this side of town. So what we need to do is we need to turn around. Cool house for sale. If I kept going straight, I'd actually end up in the lake because we've got Whitefish Bay. And I'm going to turn here on Bartlett. Totally different feel when you're in Whitefish Bay. Like I said, very desirable side of town. I was gonna go down Bartlett there, but I'll just take Oakland back down. So yeah, these people are gonna see me come back down the other way. Oh well. Couldn't tell you what the apartments are renting for on this side of town. But the home prices, it'll be very difficult to find anything worthwhile for less than $500,000 over here. And it's been like that for a while. We've seen a lot of home appreciation in the last year in Milwaukee, but this has always been a hot market up here, especially in Shorewood. I feel like in Shorewood, properties just don't stay very long. People want to be here. When a property comes up for sale, it gets snatched up pretty quick. They're not building really much anymore. So I wouldn't mind living over here. I've definitely thought about it, and there's actually a house for sale that's not far from here that I could buy. It's pretty close to the university. It's like right next to the university, and I just don't know if I want to deal with student tenants. Just seems like a hassle and a lot of maintenance. I probably could get higher rents because I can rent by the bedroom, but so that was Capitol Drive that we just passed. And Shorewood doesn't go very far. Pretty much where we were driving was like the border. And then we'll be back in Milwaukee. Yeah, these tenements that they have here are really cool. I wouldn't mind owning one of those at some point. I think they're really cool buildings. I don't like that they have like window air. They don't have any of the amenities of being like central air and stuff like that, but I bet that I'm betting that there's a way that you could implement that into those buildings, like with the roof unit or something. I love the architecture. Like all these things on the left here. I'll definitely try to figure out what I could do to improve it and retain them, because they add a lot of character, I think. Alright, so we're now back in Milwaukee. Once we get down here to Edgewood, this is the border. Yeah, I spent a lot of times at that Otto's liquor store in college. Definitely contributed to their success. But yeah, Oakland continues to be a pretty commercial strip the whole way south, and it ends at Brady Street. I lived on Oakland Avenue for 2 years in college. The first year was incredible. The second year was kind of a nightmare. Just had some terrible tenants or roommates, I should say, the second year. And this is one of the other roads that goes through the university. And this house, we'll actually drive past it. It's right on Oakland Avenue. I probably could go through the alley and see what it's all about. Might as well, since I'm here. Oh man, that Domino's pizza smells good. And I'm not even hungry. I had a T-bone steak, asparagus, and potatoes. This is the one that's for sale. I mean, it's a good-looking property, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I want to deal with the tenant pool around here, which is mostly students. Oakland Cafe, that's new. It used to be a barber shop when I was living over here. Alright, let's go through this alley and see what it looks like from the back. And you can get an idea of what the Milwaukee alleys look like. Much tighter than they are out by me. Definitely not as clean. I think it's the second one from the end. Yeah. So it's this one. Garage looks nice. I don't know. This is kind of a good property. I don't know. It's priced pretty well too, and there's a loft above the garage. I don't know, there's so much I could do here. Literally walking distance away from the university, which is right there. Girl looked decked at me, kind of funny. Anyway, whatever. She was kind of giving me like the stink eyes. I want to actually go back to, this is a new building that they're building here. I want to go back to Maryland. And we'll take Maryland down. Probably still a lot of students, you can see them already. Partying on the streets, in their front yards. School's done, might as well party and drink. Probably won't see as much on Maryland. But yeah, this is all student housing. But this is kind of a main road on the east side. Residential, but a main thoroughfare. But you can see, like, that's what you have to deal with students. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I like my place looking nice, you know? And taken care of. Some of these houses are well kept up. But most of these people down here, I feel like, are more owner-occupants. Because when we get past Newbury here, this isn't really student housing anymore. I mean, I'm sure there's students that live down here, but I knew a guy that lived in that building. I think I felt a raindrop. And there's a small park here, and there's a school. Maryland Avenue School. And we're going to come out down by North Avenue. We're on Farwell now, when we turn here. Farwell runs all the way along the east side as well. As does Prospect. But I know we've driven down Farwell quite a few times. Not up this far, but I think there's plans for this lot to be redeveloped, this US Bank. Well, North Avenue looks to be actually fairly busy. I don't think we're gonna walk. I don't think we're gonna ride on North Avenue, but we'll drive across it. There's a decent amount of people out. I mean, the one unique thing about being out on a holiday is that, other than service industry stuff, you know, most people are off of work. So, I even work in the service industry, and I happen to be off today. That's kind of nice. This is Lafayette. We were turned left here. That's how we'd get down the hill by Collectivo and the harbor, or not the harbor, but the marina. Crazy that this lot exists. I'm sure that'll all be developed. I could turn on Brady Street, but I do that a lot, so I think I'm just going to continue on Farwell. My brakes are a little squeaky. Well, this is Ogden. I could turn on Ogden here. A couple streetcars stopped there. Two of them, that's odd. Doesn't seem logistically efficient. But that's where they end right now. And it'd be nice if they would go up to North Avenue at least, or to the university. I think eventually in time, the network will expand. I've also realized from watching my videos that everything in the video seems a lot further away and a lot smaller than it actually is in person. So like for me right now, that steeple ahead of us, so clear to see that it's like the terminus of this road, and it's like a highlight at the end of the road. And I bet you can't even see it in this video. Well, I guess we'll find out when I edit, but also with just the nature of being on a scooter, it's, I can't keep the camera super steady. I mean, there's a lot of bumps on the road, and I can't always miss all of the potholes. So like up here, it's a cool view for me, and I can appreciate. I'm going to actually turn left here so we can see the city from up on the hill. And I can appreciate what it looks like from being up on the hill, but I don't know that it really comes through on the helmet cam. I had a couple friends that lived in these apartments over here. They're nice. Yeah, so like I don't know if any of that will come through, because it's pretty cool being up on the hill over here. Alright, this is the MSOE campus. Yeah, Milwaukee has a lot of universities. I'll turn here. I'm Milwaukee. Well, I'm Milwaukee, but on Juneau here is a good view, because we can see Fiserv ahead of us. We got a great view of this church. You can see Blatt's Brewing right here, and you won't be able to see it on the camera, but way ahead of us, past Fiserv Forum, is the old Pabst Brewery, and you can see the Pabst over Juneau. Alright, we're on Water Street. Not a ton of people over here. Well, it's definitely starting to rain. So that's my cue. There's people out on kayaks on the river. We'll come over this way though, because I'm betting there's a lot more people this way. I was gonna say, I'm thinking this car is gonna probably come. It's pretty busy over here. Alright, and like I said earlier, I want to take State Street home. It'll be a little bit more through, well, it's like the west side, I guess, but still not a great area. Hopefully I don't get too wet. I didn't bring a rain jacket. I thought about it. So, if we come here on State, we've got MATC, which is the Milwaukee Area Technical College. We have two campuses, this one, and then there's one in West Allis. And then we've got the Milwaukee Police Department, their headquarters, and their municipal court. And as we continue, the Brewer game must be over. They were playing the Cubs today. That was one of the shuttle buses bringing people back. So behind the police department, in the safety building here, we've got the county jail. That's the jail. And another jail. Yep. And then we'll come over I-43. You've got Aurora Sinai Medical Center here. And this is kind of just to the north of the Marquette campus right now is where we are, to kind of get people's bearings. And you'll see it's just not as welcoming of an area, honestly. And the gas is pretty expensive over here too. Going through this yellow. This is called Avenues West, this neighborhood. I would say it's predominantly black neighborhood. Milwaukee Milwaukee Academy of Science. To our left. Yeah, that guy was giving me a look because this isn't a place for somebody like me on a scooter. Definitely not. I believe this used to be a college. I think it was Concordia College or Concordia University. There still is a Concordia University, but it's not here. This 5 o'clock steakhouse is like arguably one of the best steakhouses in town, but it's just in this awful neighborhood. This is 27th Street. Which again is a major road both north and south of the city. This is the Concordia neighborhood now. Definitely raining more now. Some nicer, older, grand homes, but just kind of was neglected, you know? You got this house boarded up. I think eventually, you know, these brick houses are really nice. I think eventually, in time, this neighborhood will come back to life. But definitely struggling right now. This is 35th Street. And we're coming up on a little bit of a treat. Another shuttle bus to my left from Who's on 3rd. Probably going to pick up more people from the American Family Field, Miller Park. Like I said, they were playing the Cubs today, which is usually sold out games. Maybe not always, but get a lot of Cubs fans up here. A lot of times they say that they can get tickets to a Cubs game up here a lot cheaper than they can get tickets to a Cubs game down there at Wrigley. Yeah, and State continues, and it goes right through Miller Brewery. So this is Molson Coors, but it's the old Miller Brewery. And these are cool buildings. Smell some yeast. Really cool tour. I think it's like $12. You get 3 beers when you're on the tour. It's pretty cool to see. We've got a lot of brewery tours in the city. This is obviously the largest scale. It's interesting to see it though. To see this scale, which is obviously mass production and distribution, as compared to one of the local craft brewers. I'd say if you've never been to Milwaukee before and you're going to be here for a few days, you definitely have to do a brewery tour. And in my opinion, I say my suggestion would always be, you know, do the Miller tour. It's not that much money. It's worth it. It's worth it to see. And then I always suggest Lakefront Brewery, which is definitely the most popular. You probably want to get tickets in advance. And that's like our regional craft brewer. But they have a really good tour. And there's definitely smaller breweries than them that offer tours, but they're the most well-known and the most respected in town. So, right here is the 60th Street Viaduct. I'm pretty sure that's where I'm going to get headed back home, because I'm getting rained on. If we were to continue on state there, though, you'd go right into Wauwatosa. But it's only starting to rain even more, so I want to try to get home as quickly as I can. I should be home in the next 5 to 10 minutes now. It is a stop sign here, so and see, like here too, like there's such a good view of downtown from here, but you just can't probably see it from the camera. It's okay. Definitely seeing Brewers fans here. We're not far from the stadium. Wouldn't say we're close, but we're not far. Definitely walking distance. Be a long walk. It was Doug L's car. At least that's what his license plate says. Yeah, I actually kind of was hoping I'd be able to take a little bit of a longer ride, but the weather's just not cooperating, and I'm not going to just continue to get soaked out here. Not to mention, it's quite a bit more dangerous riding on wet roads. We had some good action. We saw the lake and the lighthouse. Saw Summerfest grounds. Saw downtown Shorewood. Saw UWM campus. A little bit of MSOE campus. I was more talkative in this one too. I was watching, again, the one from dusk in Milwaukee, and yeah, it's definitely getting slipperier on the road. And yeah, I think I was tired and just exhausted from the day, but I didn't talk a whole lot, and I haven't really had many suggestions from anybody about my videos, so I'm trying to just use my own, I guess, criticisms. And I feel like if I'm going to be watching a video of somebody riding around, especially if I'm in an area where I'd like to know more about or whatever, I'd want them to continue talking and giving me information. And it gets kind of a little bit boring when you're just watching somebody drive around the city with no context or anything. And so I know in this video, I didn't do a whole lot of sightseeing or like pointing out landmarks or anything. But I try to do it when we're at something we haven't seen before. Or something notable. You know, it's not enough rain to deter people to go, from being outside. And honestly, I may still stay outside. That's one thing I will say about Wisconsin is, being stuck inside for so many months. Once it gets to be nice enough where it's tolerable to be outside, people are outside. We like being outside and enjoying the weather. We have festivals, like I said, almost every week, every weekend in the city throughout the summer. It's not raining anymore, but I'm pretty much almost home, so it just makes sense for me to just go home now. Anyway, it's a good video, I feel like. Definitely gonna start making some more planned trips and cut it down into shorter videos, and I may even just use some of the footage I have already. I guess we'll see. I don't know, probably easier just to actually go and redo the stuff I want to do. Not that hard. My favorite part about this whole thing so far is actually being out and riding. Oh. Video editing can be, and I think a lot of YouTubers say this, it can be a little bit daunting. I'd say at the point that I'm at right now, it's somewhat overwhelming. And I just don't know enough about it. I'm pretty familiar with like music production program. I did a lot in FL Studio, but never did anything with like video editing, so still learning that. Man, we're just hitting every single light here. It didn't rain that much, and you can feel it on the ground. Hitting another red light. I might even end the video earlier than here, just because why waste all of our time looking at the back of this truck? Alright, well that was a pretty good ride. Like I said, not the nicest of days out, but not bad either. And I think we saw some good stuff today. Hopefully by the next video I'll have some stuff figured out, and hopefully I'll come out with some shorter frame videos that are a little bit more specific on areas rather than, you know, a lot of my video is just traveling into the city from where I live to get to the neighborhoods that I want to tape. But so I'm trying to change it up with going different routes and whatever. Alright, well, we will see you in the next one.